I want to just get your story. It's just incredible. I read it. I literally cried. So
Oh,
I just wanted to get it straight from you. Incredible story about Liliana. So can you tell me just a little bit in your own words what happened initially? I know you told you wrote everything out, but maybe you could summarize it.
sure. So Liliana was 7 months old when we both moved. My husband and I moved to Asia to become language students, and we were very happy there. Things were going well. Liliana had been having a lot of, crying as a young infant right after her inoculations. And so I didn't connect any dots. We just kept on vaccinating and things like that. But when we got to Asia, things were going fine. But then we noticed directly after her inoculation for the MMR and the typhoid, she started losing weight dramatically. She lost over 6 pounds in 2 weeks. And she was very small. She was only 2.5 years old at that time. She's 4 now. And so, yeah, I was really concerned. I took her to the pediatrician and he misdiagnosed her with a virus without doing any testing whatsoever and gave me a, like a, what do you call that? Antibiotic.
Hmm.
And I decided I just felt really weird about that. I didn't like the idea of giving her an antibiotic without knowing that it was a virus. And she'd had lots of viruses in the past, but this was different. It was just weird, like the sudden losing weight, the constant thirst. I didn't know the signs of diabetes at all. And so I didn't know what to make of it. I just knew it was not a virus. This is weird. But she kept on getting worse and worse and worse. We were trying to feed her and she just could not move bowels. That was the most horrible thing, like to see her in that state where she was in so much pain, crying and crying, and her belly was just so big. And I knew she needed to get that out, but she couldn't.
Hmm.
And so finally I took her to the pediatrician again and he gave me a suppository. And like it was so horrible just doing that to her. And then she went into seizures
Hmm.
because it was so painful. And so she was able to pass the small bowel, but still she was just losing all that weight. And so the day after that, I I asked myself, why now? How did I bring myself to actually go to a language lesson when she was in that condition? But
Hmm.
I went to my language lesson. I came home, and she did not recognize me. She was
Hmm.
just sitting on the chair, like zoned out, like totally glazed over. Her breath was labored. I started talking to her and she like looked beyond me. She wasn't even looking at me. It was just the most scary thing. And she got up to walk and just collapsed. And
Hmm.
I just panicked. I was like, I don't know. The doctor's not helping us with this. I don't know what this is. So I took a video of her and shot it to a really good friend of ours who lived like super close. Praise God. He was only like 5 minutes away. They lived in the same neighborhood. And so he watched the video immediately. He was a nurse, also American. And so he knew, when he saw her, he knew something was awful. So he rushed to our house and did a urine analysis of her diaper. Keep in mind, she wasn't potty trained. She wasn't talking, like she's a baby. But he brought whatever those little sticks are called with him, and he stuck that in her diaper and immediately said there's sugar in her diaper.
Hmm.
She has diabetes. And I didn't even know what type 1 diabetes was, and he was like, let's get in the car. We've got to go get her to the ER. And my husband was sick that day. He had the flu, but we piled into the car and I was so stressed and zoned. It was like my head was just going slow motion. I couldn't process anything. So praise God that guy, the nurse, our friend, was able to drive us to the emergency room. And the doctors there in this Asian country did not know how to take care of diabetes type 1. So he kind of coached them through, bringing her blood sugars down, giving her a blood sugar test, what other tests needed to be run, like that C-peptide and the whole, gamut of tests.
I think you said their blood sugars was 600.
Yes. Yes. And of course, me not knowing anything about diabetes, we don't have a history of that in my family. I
Okay.
didn't realize that that's life-threatening. I didn't realize that that's called DKA. I didn't know anything. So when they told me that, I was still zoned out. I didn't know what was going on. So to me, them sticking her with different things, and it was just so traumatic. I almost passed out. Like
Hmm.
watching her go through that kind of trauma, and she's screaming, and
Yeah.
like I can't
Rough.
even talk about it without
I could imagine. I could imagine. Then
like,
what happened is, you probably got the blood sugars under control, and the foods the doctor's recommending were just all carb, and you're kind of like,
yes,
what's going on?
yes, yes. There in the hospital, she was hospitalized for 10 days. During that time, the nurses would come in, give her the shots, the insulin, and then give her this bowl of rice with chicken, and a little bit of, sugary tea or something. And I really trusted doctors. I trusted people that said they knew how to take care of diseases. And so, we fed it to her, and then her blood sugars would shoot through the roof. And this went on for a couple months. Of course, we were discharged. We came home. We had to move back to the States. All that happened. And her endocrinologist here in the States was telling us the same thing. Give her everything she's already used to eating, and she was eating normal kid food like the animal crackers and Cheerios and sugar bombs and ice cream and cookies and crackers, pancakes and syrup and all that good stuff. And so I was literally in tears every day. Like I would check her blood sugars and they would be 400, 500, a couple hours after eating, or even in the middle of the night, because it was literally a roller coaster. So I became so desperate and stressed out with this pattern. I lost my trust in the medical establishment. I thought, this is not working. It's just not managing this disease. And so I found your channel, and that I can say that was a direct answer to my husband and my prayers. Yeah, we were begging God daily, like, give either a cure or a way to manage this thing, like to
Wow.
help our child not to have complications. Because I was reading scary articles. I was seeing
Right.
articles like, if it's not managed, what's going to happen when she gets 30, 40, 50 years old? The
Right.
blindness, the neuropathy, all that stuff. And it scared me. And
Sure.
so, yeah, so we started looking. I was looking like day and night and searching, and I put in cure for diabetes type 1 in my search. And somehow one of your videos popped up. It wasn't a cure. There is no cure that we
Wow.
know of, but
Wow.
you were talking about, I think you were talking about a cure for type 2, actually,
Mm.
the keto and intermittent fasting. And so I watched that and I was like, well, if it can do that for type 2, let's give it a shot. And so she's been now in ketosis for over probably close to a year at this point. I've lost track a little bit, but she's doing great.
And you're even going to the doctor saying, what about this ketogenic diet? And they probably weren't supporting it.
Yeah, no, they're still kind of skeptical. But at
Yeah.
first they were telling us, oh, you're going to cause seizures. You're going to, her brain is going to go downhill. Her cognitive function is going to be just zero and all this scary stuff. But after I watched and watched and watched every day, I was watching your videos, and that gave me the confidence to say to the doctor, this is the diet we decided to do. And we believe our child's going to be okay. We think it's going to be good for her. And they said, okay, well, just do it. You'll talk to us later. You'll be sorry, and all kinds of things. but it, that never happened. She's only improved since starting this diet.
And even her A1C, right, has come way down.
Yeah, it's come way down. Yeah.
And then her blood sugars, what's her blood sugars running?
Let's see, when she gets up in the morning, it's around 100, 110, maybe 90 to 110, somewhere in there.
That's a lot better than 600.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's still hard to manage sometimes because she is a child. She can't do it by herself. So it's me and my husband are doing it for her. She does
Wow.
wear a pump and a CGM,
Right.
you know, which is helpful, really helpful.
And she's the cutest thing I've ever seen. She's so cute, and
Yeah, she's sitting here. Yeah.
she's so
Yeah,
cute.
I told her we were going to talk to you, and she was really excited.
Oh,
I've got your keto shake that she drinks here every day. Here, show
that's
Dr.
so
Berg your shake.
great. That is so
Show him your shake.
awesome. Hey,
Yeah.
that looks familiar. I've seen that before.
Yeah, so here it is. We love it.
Oh,
She
wow.
drinks it every day. I even put fresh kale in with it and mix it up with a little extra chocolate in there.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
yeah,
Low carb, of course. So she even watches some of the videos and learning some of the organs and
she loves your videos.
wow.
She memorized parts of them. Like when
Wow.
you start going into your ad about, you know, like the little ad at the end, she's like quoting it with you because you say that same ad after every single video.
That's so cute. Oh, she's so adorable. And so she's 4.5 right now, right?
Yeah.
And she's like what, second grade level reading?
Yes. Yes. She's been reading for a year now.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So I think I attribute the cognitive function to the keto and she's not doing intermittent fasting, of course. She's too little for that. But
Yeah, right.
Yeah, her brain function went up dramatically.
Absolutely.
I've been shocked because we're not even doing official homeschooling yet. This is like 4 years old.
Wow. This
Yeah.
is so amazing. Yeah, because see the key you get the like even our granddaughter Lucy, she's doing keto, not intermittent fasting, and she's developed a very fast rate. Cognitive skills sharp. I mean, her mood's up. I mean, it's just a normal child, right?
I've heard you talk about her. Yeah. Yeah.
So this is incredible story. So
well, we have you to thank, and of course we give praise to God for you and just pray his blessing over you and Karen. You mean the world to us, and we cannot thank you enough. Like words don't even describe it.
Hey, listen, that's I appreciate that so much because it's my pay is just to see your results and your child's amazing success. I mean, it just is like amazing. I shared it to all my staff and friends and family. They're just like blown away. So I said, I need to get you on film and your lovely daughter to hear it. And what a story. And also, I think there's other parents out there that might consider getting their kids on, less sugar and carbs because you saw the results.
I did.
Yeah. I mean, incredible. So at some point, I think your mother lives in Alexandria, Virginia, right?
She does. Yeah.
Okay. Well, sometime
and I send her your videos as well. She really loves to watch them as well. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, sometime in the future, we'll definitely hook up. I want to see Lilyana in person and get to meet her, and that would be great. We'll do another video as well.
That would be our honor. That would be our honor. We might even bring this little guy here. This is her favorite little stuffed animal.
Absolutely. You got to bring him.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to say anything to Dr. Berg? You want to say thank you, Dr. Berg? Nice and loud. Thank you, Dr. Berg. Well, we're thankful for you.
I appreciate that. My pleasure. Awesome. All right, great. I don't want to take too much of her time because I know she has to get back to her nap because we woke her up. But
well, that's okay. That's all right.
I feel great hooking up with you, and we'll stay in touch. And I can't wait to actually meet both of you in person sometime soon. Okay.
All right. Well, God bless you again. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. See ya.
Bye.
Hey, before you go, if you're benefiting from any of my content, I would love to hear about your success story. Please share it in the link down below.